Do tell me about places that'll make me want to go to them just to see them instead of questioning everything. And hello my brave knights, princesses and princesses, and today we're going to be reacting to a channel called That Is Impossible. In today's video, we'll be looking at a video from them called Unexplained Places that'll make you question everything. So if you haven't subscribed to them yet, you should. Go over there, subscribe, march over there, ring the bell, and then come back. And also subscribe here, we're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers. So, with that said, let's do it. Also, before we start, we're going to be, since this is a video about places and exploring, we are going to be wearing the Explorer hat fill.
There are many ancient and mysterious places in this world, and when I take a look at some of them, I can't help but ask myself who built it and how. And if we dive even deeper into this mystery, and we take a look at stories, myths, paintings, we'll start asking questions like, did another otherworldly civilization live amongst us in a very distant past?
What did? What's that above it? What else is there?
That just moved to the left really quickly, didn't it? Didn't that just move then? Like fast?
What is going on?
Look!
And where are they now? Why did they leave? Today, we're going to be taking a look at some of the most mind-blowing and mysterious places on this planet. It will make you question absolutely everything. Are you guys ready? Well,
I'm ready.
Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and let's go.
Do tell me about places that'll make me want to go to them just to see them instead of questioning everything.
When we talk about mysterious places in this world, I immediately stop to think about Egypt and the pyramids. And I can't help but ask myself exactly how the pyramids were built.
Easy. They were built by slaves. Slavery. Long time ago. A lot of people. Because Egypt was once upon a time the biggest superpower of the world. Long time ago at this point.
If it was indeed humans or maybe something else, I'm not sure. The thing is, the pyramids and that entire area of Egypt, it's shrouded in mysteries. Now, to make things even more mysterious, it is believed that there are tunnel systems and chambers below the pyramids and the Sphinx.
I wouldn't be surprised.
How far down do you think it goes, Carlos?
Let's see, I have a little light.
Now, this is mostly because in the 1980s, a Japanese group of scientists using some sort of electromagnetic technology found out several cavities and tunnels just beneath the Sphinx, and two of them actually inside the Sphinx.
I wouldn't actually be surprised. I mean, think about it. The Terracotta Army was under a bunch of dirt.
Now, because the Sphinx is considered a guardian of lost knowledge, most are convinced that these underground tunnels and chambers could lead to underground cities and even maybe a hall of records, one that would contain the entire history of Egypt and how it all happened.
Maybe.
But the fact is, these tunnels and chambers, even if they do exist, they're closed and forbidden for the general public.
And I wonder why. They don't want you to mess it up, that's why. They're trying to preserve it, that's why. It's all about preservation.
However, in the 1970s, Zahi Hawass and Mark Leonard, two renowned archaeologists, made a video of one of these chambers just behind the Giza Sphinx. This is a snippet of the video that shows the forbidden chamber. Take a look.
Remembered a secret tunnel in the Sphinx's rump. They removed a single stone from just to the left of the Sphinx's tail.
And sure enough, we saw this passage going down in and under the Sphinx.
They descended into the shaft.
Of course, we didn't know where it was going to go. And so 3 weeks I spent down in the darkness underneath the Great Sphinx.
There is nothing hidden underneath.
After they spent 3 weeks inside the hole, They discovered that there was nothing hidden underneath. Notice how Zahi Hawass makes sure to state that in the video. However, other researchers and experts believe that this is not entirely true. If you take a look at the video, there seems to be a tunnel system just next to where Zahi Hawass is. In other words, there's more, but they don't want to show it. And nowadays, this tunnel has been completely closed and forbidden for the general public.
And this is the other.
This is where things get weird. Recently, a couple of explorers went in this tunnel without permission, and I guess they were caught after all. But the videos and pictures that they took were leaked to the internet, and well, they recorded everything that was inside. This is what they saw.
What do you see, Adrian?
I see that. I need to go over there. No.
Okay, so that's a dead end. Here we are under the Sphinx, in one of the forbidden holes.
They were in great hurry, and I completely understand why. But there's a very important moment in this video that one of them were able to capture a truly astonishing find, one that no one wants you to know about. And that would be this secret tunnel entrance that is shown in the video, but in the video we can't see it much. However, this gentleman took a picture of it, and well, there it is. It's blocked. As in, no one wants you to go there or even know about it. And what's even stranger, in my opinion, is that Zahi Hawass himself, inside the tunnel, didn't mention about it. The real question is, where does this tunnel lead, and why was it completely blocked out? And not only that, no one mentions it officially.
Again,
as if it doesn't exist.
I think
does it lead to hidden chambers within the Sphinx?
I don't know.
It has to be something really big and important, or else it wouldn't be hidden and blocked from the general public.
I think it's just so.
In your opinion, what do you think is hidden within the Sphinx and under these secret tunnels that are found all over Egyptian pyramids? Not only that, why do you think it's blocked and forbidden for the general public?
Preservation, probably. Or they just don't want you to know.
The whole world is full of mysterious and unknown things that have amazed researchers for quite a long time.
Wow.
And Japan is the country of one of the oldest cultures that have kept the greatest secrets of previous civilizations. The thing about it is that some of these secrets involve encounters in the very distant past with USOs and UFOs. And as strange as it might sound, some of these encounters can be directly linked to many of the monoliths that can be found in Japan. When it comes to mysterious monoliths in Japan, there's many, and with most of them, it's the same story. No one knows who built it, why, and how it got there. For instance, Ishi-no-Hoden, it's a monolith that I've talked about in previous videos. It weighs about 500 to 600 tons, and it's a single block of perfectly carved stone that no one knows why, how, and who built it. But it's not just Ishi-no-Hoden. There are even heavier monoliths that are even more mysterious, such as Masuda no Yawufune, an 800-ton monolith that is located at Azuka Park. The story begins in 1803 when Japanese fishermen were surprised by something really strange floating just next to their boat. Curious, they dragged this underwater submerged object off the shore of the eastern coast of the Hitachi province. According to legends, the fishermen had encountered an Utsuro Bune, a hollowed flying ship, and an alive foreign lady inside of it. The ship was said to be 6 meters wide and almost 4 meters high, and the inside walls had symbols similar to ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs.
So you guys weren't expecting that? This thing was built in the Kofun Jidai. That's over 2,000 years ago. Look at this thing. I want to get up there, but I do not want to fall in those freaking holes. Alright, here we go.
I would totally do it. I climb up there, just look down into it.
Alright, I made it. About to document some right angles for y'all.
These, for instance, are some of the illustrations made by the Japanese of this encounter. And these, for instance, are the symbols that were written on the wall of the ship. Now, what's strange about it all is that these symbols are very similar to the ones that were found in the Roswell crash. Now, strange as it already is, believe me, this gets even stranger. The lady inside the ship carried a box, and she had pale skin and red hair and spoke an unknown language that the fishermen couldn't understand. The story about this woman and her ship is mentioned in at least 3 different manuscripts. At first, researchers thought that this was an edited story about a shipwreck, but they couldn't find any reference in the official documents to support this theory. And as they start digging around, they find more and more information about this Utsuro Bune. And according to them, they found at least 11 documents that tell the same tale of this Utsuro Bune from the Hitachi province in 1803.
That's very interesting.
Now this is where the Masuda no Yafune monolith comes in. Researchers started to believe that this monolith actually resembles the description of the Utsuro Bune, the USO that fishermen had captured in 1803.
Well, maybe instead of it being like a craft, maybe it was like a boat, a capsuled boat of sorts. I don't know. But people make all kinds of crazy stories about that when they don't understand something, so they try to describe it. So, the fact that it has Egyptian marks on it, or marks like the Roswell thing, which is again the Roswell incident. For those of you that don't know, is basically a ship crashed and from above, and people have tried to bury it in a way.
Incredible.
In fact, this monolith has the same size as the Utsuro Bune that is described, and it also looks like a flying saucer. So whatever this monolith is or represents, it looks like a flying saucer. And to this day, no one knows exactly where it came from, how it got there in the middle of the woods, and who built it. If you've ever researched mysterious places, you've probably come across the magnetic hills or the gravitational hills.
Alright, so this is Gravity Hill. Cars in neutral. And we're moving! And we're moving!
It's hills that can be found all over the world, slopes, where things that should go downhill actually go uphill.
Bájate. Sube solo la pendiente. ¿Pendiente?
That's very interesting.
Nada, absolutamente nada, y es una pendiente. Mi papá va afuera y el auto va solo agarrando vuelo. Y es una pendiente.
So there's a magnetic force moving the cars up the hill. That's very interesting. I've heard of this from another video I watched. It's very interesting. Don't know what to think of it, honestly.
Now, in most cases, these hills are just illusions. It looks like it's going down when it's actually going up, and there's a very good explanation to how these illusions actually happen. However, sometimes it's not an illusion. Sometimes it's something else, something that we can't quite explain. This is the case with this video that we're about to watch. Take a look.
That is downhill. See that tricycle? It's going downhill. Look to the right, that's CBY's farm. If you look to the other side, that is the top of the hill. As you can see, I'm going down. The elevation is going up. Now, Lorex will demonstrate that it is not magnetic, since you will see that the water, aside from cars, flows uphill.
Okay.
See those leaves?
I'll turn around, Al, and show where it's coming from.
See those leaves? Those leaves are going uphill. Not because of the wind. In fact, the wind now is blowing the other way. So if you see that here, that piece of leaf really streaming uphill, that is probably the only one of its kind here in the Philippines.
Now in this case,
It could be that the force of the water is going up. It is being pushed uphill instead of down. So there may be like a body of water that's going up instead of down. So it's being pushed that direction. I don't know, but it's fascinating stuff.
we have water and everything else going uphill when it should be going downhill. Curiously, it's not the only place in the world where this happens. Now there's another video coming in from another YouTuber in another country where he tries to prove that the gravity hill isn't an illusion. Check this out.
So we're just about what, maybe 10 minutes outside of Fillmore, California?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the downhill.
Okay, now look, it's flat right here. Look, see how it's flat
Yeah,
right now?
we're going downhill right now. But you're saying we're gonna roll backwards?
Yeah, we're gonna roll backwards.
That's even trippier, because this is not flat, this is downhill. All right, neutral.
Neutral.
All right, taking my foot off the brake.
Foot off the brake.
Get the heck out of here! What?
Yeah, we're going backwards.
Why are we rolling uphill?
Because gravity
Dude,
doesn't work.
no, what the heck? That's trippy. But you not impressed, man?
I mean, it's all right.
You know, honestly, I would totally do this myself. I want to now go find one of those roads just to do this myself, just so I have done it. This wouldn't stop. I should totally do it. I should go find one of these places and do it myself.
In this case, a YouTuber by the name of Brian brought his girlfriend and a friend to test a gravity hill just outside of Fillmore, California. And at first, his friend wasn't impressed. He thought it was an illusion, but they did bring equipment to test it, and well, they were surprised.
So we have a level here on the iPhone.
-2 degree downhill slope.
Downhill. It could be better. How are you not impressed? How does that make sense to you?
I thought the level would have it going that way. Now I'm kind of getting hyped up. It's getting a little weird.
In this case, Brian and his friend proved that it's not an illusion. It's actually supposed to be going downhill, but it's not. While using a level, they find out that it's -2 degrees down. Impressive, isn't it? So if it's not an illusion, what's really going on here? Now, there are other places in the world where this happens, and it's even more impressive.
We'll actually see an example here of Gravity Hill.
This is the video I saw, this one right here.
Hopefully, are they doing it, or are they gonna do it? Are they doing it? They're doing it. Okay, here we go. Neutral. No, not reverse, neutral. There they go. Isn't this fascinating? But let's give it a try. So here we go. We'll drive up to... Now you can see we're going downhill. We are going downhill. I'm going to pull up here to the white line. And then put it in reverse. Fascinating. This time we really didn't go that far.
In Dan Bell's video, to me at least, it's really clear that this slope is going down. It's not an illusion of any sort. This was recorded in Lewisberry, Pennsylvania, and there's gotta be something strange about Pennsylvania because Scott's Odyssey YouTube channel also recorded something similar, however, in Bedford, Pennsylvania. Check this out.
If you look back toward the truck, it looks like a downhill. From here, it looks like an uphill. This is Gravity Hill. Another thing I'm going to tell you is definitively, as we're walking here, the muscles in my legs say that I am walking downhill, and my brain is saying I am walking uphill, and it feels really weird. This ball, in focus, down the hill. You ready? Alrighty. Here we go. Go, Mr. Ball. Go, Mr. Ball. Come on, you can reach the start. You can, Mr. Ball. Mr. Ball, where are you going?
In this video, Scott's Odyssey does several experiments, and one of them is this one with the ball. I'm not sure, however, if this slope is really a gravitational hill, an anomaly, or if it's an illusion. If you've ever been to this specific place in Pennsylvania, please do drop a comment. Now, what I've noticed about most of these gravitational hills, at least the ones that are not an illusion, is that most of them are close to a mountain or they are on top of a mountain. It must be linked to some sort of metal like iron that is located massively beneath this place.
That could
and
be.
Somehow it messes with gravity.
It could be.
This is at least my observation of most of these places. For instance, this video was captured by La Nature YouTube channel, and it shows exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look. In this video, we can see the two gentlemen in the Algerian desert going what's supposed to be down the hill. Then they stop the car, put it in neutral, and this is what happens.
هاي السيارة ترجع هاي ترجع بينا في الطلعة.
That is so interesting.
هاو الفيتس هاي تطلع
Oh, wow,
In
they're
this
going back
video, we
pretty
can
fast.
clearly see that these men are going uphill when they're supposed to be going down. Now, to sum this all up, illusion, or is there a really good explanation to why this is happening? What's your take?
I do think that the water going up instead of down is because there is a force pushing the water up, whereas the cars and stuff, maybe it is the iron messing with gravity. It's very interesting. I'd love to go and do that experiment myself.
To study the pyramids in Egypt, the Mayan and the Aztec cultures, the Hindu culture, and there was something strange about it, something that made me question absolutely everything about our past. And it's the fact that there are these small breadcrumbs that were left that actually point to the fact that maybe there was some sort of intervention from a more advanced civilization that most likely helped us build these huge megalithic structures.
Or we just were very advanced back then, and then global flood.
Crumbs like the perfectly cut stone circles and corners.
Which engineer Dan is going to put a flashlight on the backside so that we can look through and get a good idea of what it looks like. Perfect.
The fact that there are some of these megalithic structures that have magnetic anomalies within them. If you take a look, for example, in Hindu paint.
I mean, if they're magnetic, it just means they're magnetic. That's probably how they were able to move them easily. Was they probably had some way of moving these things. They probably built them with magnetic properties, like I said, to where they could easily move them without straining themselves using some device or thing that was magnetic.
And writings. It sort of points out to the fact that they had some sort of flying machine back then. And it doesn't stop there. If we start taking a look at each of these breadcrumbs and connect the dots, it kind of points out to the fact that maybe some sort of technology was used in a very distant past, a technology that was lost in time.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Say look at you.
It looks like a meteor shower.
Now, to this day, no one has uncovered or unearthed any kind of object that kind of proves this, at least that I know of. But this might all change with a discovery that was made in May 2020
oh, that's cool.
by archaeologists.
That was cool. Let's see that again. I love this kind of illusion things where it looks like the thing is constantly looking at you. It's a still image, but when you move in a direction, the image moves with you because it's cool.
By archaeologists that were digging a site just next to the Angkor Wat Temple when they made a stunning discovery.
Oh, no, I want to see that thing again. I want to see that again.
No one has uncovered or unearthed any kind of object that kind of proves this.
Watch this.
At least that I know of.
That's so cool.
But this might all...
It kind of reminds me of the old 3D dinosaur card things I used to have, where you can move it in any direction and it would change you know, its head would follow you. It's cool stuff.
Change with a discovery that was made in May 2020 by archaeologists that were digging a site just next to the Angkor Wat Temple when they made a stunning discovery. Now, just in case you don't know what the Angkor Wat Temple is, it's the largest temple in the world that was built 1,000 years ago, devoted to one of the main deities in the Hindu culture, Vishnu. The excavation that these archaeologists were conducting unearthed a large stone turtle statue thought to be dated to the 10th century, and the sculpture is one of the several rare artifacts recovered from the temporarily drained Strastrung Reservoir. Now here's where things get really strange.
They honestly look like time capsules to me.
Archaeologists found secret compartments inside these turtles that were excavated, and of course they opened them. And once they did, inside one of the turtles they found a mysterious dark liquid that was kept there for thousands of years. And to this day, they don't know exactly what this liquid is. Not only that, they found hundreds of perfectly cut and polished quartz stones all put together. They also found buried together with the quartz stones, bronze wires, and what they believe to be some sort of high-quality metal trident. The real question is, why were all these artifacts put together and buried away for thousands of years?
Time capsule. Makes sense to me. It's a time capsule. They each grabbed something from different eras of their time and put it in these little turtles for us to find later.
One theory is that it's just a coincidence, and another one is that it was used for some type of communication. Let me explain. Polished quartz crystals are used nowadays in semiconductors for transistors, integrated circuits, and the first radio communication devices, for example, they were done using crystal quartz. Is it possible that they were using these quartz crystals as some type of radio communication? At first, it sounds crazy, but if you stop to think about the fact that they had bronze wires buried together. Now, bronze is not a metal, it's an alloy made of multiple metals. And nowadays, you can go to any store, buy bronze wires and use it for relays and electronic circuits. Now, add to the fact that they had a high-quality metal trident that was buried together with all of these other artifacts. They could actually be using that as an antenna. In other words, this could be some type of evidence that they were using some sort of radio communication device of some sort
I wouldn't be
to communicate
surprised.
with something or someone else. The
I wouldn't
question
be
is,
surprised.
who? Now this is all very strange, but to make it even stranger, since 2007 scientists and experts have been receiving strange and mysterious signals coming from deep space. They're calling these signals fast radio bursts, or FRBs, and to this date they've recorded around 85 of them. Now what makes this all even weirder is the fact that each of these signals is unique. It never repeats itself. Scientists and experts are baffled, and they believe that these signals are coming from some sort of advanced civilization in space.
Or it could just be some noise in space that space is making.
Not just a random signal. So if this is all true, it could explain the fact that maybe what we're looking at here in Cambodia could be evidence of some sort of radio device that was made to communicate with these more advanced civilizations. It could actually explain the fact that our ancient civilizations had so much knowledge about the stars, about construction, about mathematics, and many other things. It could actually explain the pyramids in Egypt, the Vimanas in the Hindu culture, and much
Or
more.
it could also explain that yes, civilization was very advanced back then. We were people just were very smart. Like, people were masters of bronze, masters of silver, masters of sheep, masters of instruments, and all kinds of things. People could back then made all kinds of cool stuff. But I stand by what I said. I think it's a time capsule. They are just putting things in these little turtles for people to find years into the future. Whether it be wiring or little tridents, basically. Or it could be that the turtles just were like little containers for the pieces to make these communication things so they could reach out to their neighbors. I don't know. But it's all very fascinating stuff. So, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe because there's always room for more. See you next video. Bye everyone.